Welcome to the Fierceful Cuphead experience. In this video, I condensed down my most recent Cuphead playthrough where I had decided to get an S rank for every boss and a P rank for every run and gun level. This is one of my favorite video game goals that I have set for myself and actually achieved, and I also think that it's one of the more impressive ones as well. The 5 original streams that this video will be made up of span from late October to late December of 2025. Similarly to the last video, this is definitely not a first time playthrough. I have started and completed many save files in this game since it originally came out in September 2017, including a pretty recent streamed playthrough of the game in which I attempted to beat the entire game in one sitting, which I was successfully able to do in around 3 hours. This is my first time going for S and P ranks, however, so the difficulty of the challenge is definitely still there, even with my many hours of playtime. For those of you who have somehow never seen anything about this game before, Cuphead is an amazing game made entirely of hand-drawn animations and characters. It is a 2D platform shooter game with a focus on boss fights with a few run and gun levels sprinkled in. In order to achieve an S rank for the boss levels, you must stay at or above 3 health, successfully execute at least 3 parries, use 6 super cards, which you slowly gain while dealing damage, and beat the boss within a pretty strict time limit, all in expert mode. For the P ranks on the run and gun levels, the only requirement is that you have to finish the level without killing anything, which is definitely easier said than done. There's a lot going on, but I'm sure if you don't already understand, you will shortly after the gameplay starts. That being said, let's dive into the Fierceful Cuphead experience. I'm going to try to talk a little bit about each boss during each fight, to give you some idea of what's going on through my head or what's going on the screen. I'm going to include the full winning attempt, which I will mostly be talking over, so you can watch to see how I played the fight and the loadout I used in case you want to do the same thing as me. Each boss you fight has a name as well as the name of the fight itself. This first boss is called Botanic Panic, where you fight against the Root Pack. The Root Pack is made up of a potato, an onion, and a carrot. This is one of 2 bosses that you would typically fight first in the game, and it's pretty easy overall, only taking me 1 attempt. In this game, you can have 2 weapons equipped at a time, a charm and a super EX. Whenever I deal damage to a boss or enemy, you can see that the cards in the bottom left corner build up. Whenever I get a full card, I can use a special move or EX move to deal a lot of damage at once. If I build up the maximum of 5 cards at once, I can use one of 3 super EXs that are in the game. If you don't have a super EX equipped, you would just use 1 card for a normal EX when you get to 5 cards, which is a strategy we'll be using later to place our damage much more effectively. We did it! We got the achievement! We did it! Let's go! Get an S rank. Dude, greatest feeling known to mankind. I don't know if I've ever seen that screen before in my life. Fight number 2, Ruse of an Ooze with Goopy Legrande. I'm honestly not sure what Goopy is supposed to be, other than literally just a ball of goop that tries to kill you even after he dies. This is the other of 2 bosses that you would typically fight first, and it's just as easy as the last one, only taking me 1 attempt. So far it's been really easy to get an S rank, but it's about to get much more difficult. These first 2 bosses are just warm-ups compared to the upcoming fights. Let's talk about charms. Just like weapons, you can buy charms throughout the game, each one doing something special to help you out. My favorite charm in the game is the Smoke Bomb, which makes you invulnerable to damage during your dash, allowing you to dash through enemies without taking damage. So I will be using this charm for most of the upcoming fights. Some of the time, I will be using a charm that increases my health so I can take a few hits and still get the S ranks. The charm I will be using near the end of the game gives you an extra health point after you successfully execute a parry, another one at 3 parries, and another one at 6 parries, for a total of 3 extra health. This charm is actually from the DLC of the game, which, other than this charm, isn't covered in this video. Does this head hurt me here? I forgot. I don't really want to test it out. It doesn't. Oh my gosh, we can absolutely combo in with this. Well, as long as we can hit them. That was horrible, but whatever.
That has to be it. That has to be it. That was so good. That was absolutely the run. 100% first try. Dude, first try S tier. Please. Do not time restrict me. Oh my gosh, we did it. Right? 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 Woo! First try! Dude, I'm literally him.
Fight number 3, Floral Fury. In this fight, we were up against Cagney Carnation, an annoying flower that tries to deceive you. It looks harmless at first, and then suddenly, you'd rather be buried 6 feet under the ground rather than anywhere near this flower. This is probably the last, or at least one of the last Isle 1 bosses that you would fight in a normal playthrough. As you can tell, I didn't do all of the bosses in order, and I kind of just skipped around to the ones I felt like doing the most. And for some reason, I decided to fight this excruciating flower next. Since I brought it up, let's talk about the Isles. Cuphead has 4 different Isles, and a 5th one in the DLC. The 4th Isle is only the 2 final bosses, but the other 3 have 2 run and gun levels and a handful of bosses. Isles 1 and 2 have 5 bosses, and Isle 3 has 7. The second to last boss technically has 10 bosses inside of it, but we'll get to that later. Back to this fight though, the last phase really isn't that bad, but since the phases before are brutal, it makes it extremely stressful, especially since you're usually hanging on by a thread while trying to beat the boss within the time limit.
Oh my gosh. Saved by a margin. Please, please, please take it out of the game as wild. Please, please, please. Please. Yes! I don't know what skill level is, but it freaking better stay at 3 stars, dude.
Fight number 4, Clip Joint Calamity. This fight features Ribby and Croaks, 2 frogs that can turn into a slot machine for some reason. Don't ask me, Cuphead logic is something special to say the least. I actually did a few attempts at this fight before any of the other ones because I thought it would be better to start with one of the harder Isle 1 bosses to get a feel for how this challenge would go. That was a really bad idea, and after a while I backed up to the root pack. I remember this fight being much easier, but this fight is one of the fights that, at least to me, gets a lot harder with expert mode. Some bosses get a lot harder in expert mode than others, and this is definitely one of them. This fight doesn't feel nearly as difficult in normal mode, but expert mode turns it into a nightmare.
That wasn't it. There's no way it was that easy. There's no way it was that easy. There's no way that was that easy. Don't, bro, don't even hope. Don't even hope. Don't even hope. It didn't happen. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. I was hoping a little bit. I was hoping a little bit. What? I'm not complaining. Screw the time, bro. No one cares about the time. We did it. Okay, let's... Dude, what? Whatever. Who cares? It's fluked. It's flawed, but we did it. Seems like it has to be under 2 minutes. Oh. It's fluked. It's flawed, but we freaking did it. And I'm never looking back.
Fight number 5. Threaten and Zeppelin. This fight we are up against Hildeberg, who I don't really know how to describe either, which will probably be a very common theme for a lot of the upcoming bosses. She starts as a blimp, but she turns into a lot of different constellation-themed characters, and finally she turns into the moon. This is our first flying boss fight, and as you can probably tell, that changes a lot of aspects of the fight. First of all, we can move anywhere on the screen instead of being stuck on the floor. We also have 2 weapons that are forced to use instead of the other weapons that you can buy throughout the game. At this point in the game, you wouldn't typically have the secondary bomb weapon, but you also have to beat the game to unlock expert mode, so I wouldn't have been able to get the S tiers without having it anyways. The weapons being different also means different special or EX moves, and finally, instead of being able to dash, we can turn into a smaller version of the plane and move more quickly to dodge fast moving projectiles or squeeze through smaller gaps.
Bombs connected. Oh my gosh. I should have got that one. That would have been the third. Anyways, I have to love and leave you now. I'm about to pass out, but thanks for streaming, being so entertaining. I'll definitely watch the VODs to see what I missed and be back for more overall. Good luck. I appreciate you being here genuinely so much. It was absolutely fantastic to see you again. Have a absolutely fantastic rest, and I will I'll see you soon, hopefully. I think we did it. Also, bye to the lurkers. Goodbye, lurkers. Low-key, we might actually end there if this was S tier, because that's all of Inkwell Isle I. I think that's a good place to end. Please, please don't make time count. Yes!
We finally made it to Isle 2. Fight number 6, or the first fight in Isle 2, Pyramid Peril. In this fight, we were up against Jimmy the Great. Jimmy is honestly one of the cooler bosses in my opinion. He starts by throwing random junk at you, then moves on to throwing a magical hat, a galaxy coffin, 3 Illuminati triangles, and even a copy of yourself at you. Yeah, this is a pretty cool fight. This is one of 2 flying battles in Isle 2, as opposed to Isle 1, which only has 1 flying level. This fight is one of the battles that I was fearing the most, since I had a very difficult time beating this boss normally in my earlier playthroughs. However, it didn't turn out to be as difficult as I originally thought it was going to be. It was definitely still difficult, and time-consuming especially, but I got through it much faster than I initially thought.
I have to agree. That's why we're here, I guess. I'm good, and you? I was excellent until I started playing this stupid game. And by stupid, I mean I love this game, but it's stupid because I'm playing horribly. And by playing horribly, I mean this is a very difficult video game, and I'm making it even harder by torturing myself with it. It's been a good day, I guess. I had school today, so not the best, but it could be worse. Oh my gosh, I thought that parry wasn't gonna land. I thought I did it too late. Please don't. Okay. Lock in. Strip, lock in. Okay. Oh my gosh, Hat, you need to go away right now. Get out of here. Don't hit me. I should have went the other way. Please save me. Okay. Oh my gosh. Woo! Okay. We gotta pray we hit the time limit. Guys. That makes you a real gamer. When we torture ourselves on a game. Do we get everything? Is that it? That should be it. Please. Please give me the S rank. Yeah! Let's go. That's what we're here for.
Fight number 7, Carnival Kerfuffle. In this fight, we have to go against Beppy the Clown. Beppy feels like one of the most iconic bosses in the game. I'm not sure why he feels that way, but I think if you ask anyone who's played this game if they remember the clown, their smile will probably fade as they say, yeah, I remember the clown. Along with some other words that would probably get this video demonetized. Pretty much every phase in this fight has some slight annoyance that always ends up messing you up. The first phase has the ducks, that sometimes decide to turn evil and throw light bulbs at you. The third phase has the green horseshoes that put you in positions that make it impossible to dodge the roller coaster when you're trying to go fast. And the final phase has so much going on, you can only hope and pray that you can somehow jump around in a pattern that won't get you hit by the millions of baseballs flying across the screen while trying to keep up with the carousel so that you don't get hit by the roller coaster that randomly decided to kill all passengers on board and zoom across the bottom at the speed of light.
Please die, please die, please die. Oh my gosh, I didn't actually think that was possible, to be honest. That had to have been like the most perfect timing ever in the entire history of the video game. Wait, I need to... Yeah, stack the lobbers because it does damage beforehand. Okay, please let that be it. Please let that be the one. Please let that be the one. Okay, I'm 4 swords away from the zenith. I can't get one of them. Last sort of... Please. I don't even know what skill level is. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but let's go!
Fight number 8, Sugarland Shimmy. We are up against Baroness von Bonbon for this fight. This fight is one of my least favorites. During the first 3 phases, you have to fight against 3 mini-bosses that are randomly picked out of 5. All 5 of them have something about them that just makes them really annoying to fight, especially when paired with the tiny jelly bean knights that occasionally walk across the floor. This could definitely just be a me problem, but I honestly can't stand the jelly beans. I can barely see them, and I rarely ever notice them spawning in. You can reset the fight to try and pull the 3 that you actually want to fight, but I feel like that wouldn't help as much as just trying every time. After that, it's a pretty simple run away and shoot backwards phase, so I recommend having a homing weapon for this part of the fight. It does get a little annoying to dodge the increasing number of her own head that she throws at you, but as long as you remember that you can parry the giant mint, or candy thing, that rolls across the floor, it's not too bad.
Okay, we're doing actually really good, and that's actually 3 parries right there. Maybe we're not doing good on time because we haven't used our thingy yet at all. Don't shoot the jelly bean! Why would you do that? Please save me, please. Stop shooting the jelly bean! Please give that to me. Oh my gosh, please give that to me. Please give that to me. Please, please, please. I hate this boss so much. I hate this boss so much. I hate this boss so much. Please let me have it. Please. Please. I'll do anything, bro. Please. Yes! Yes! Screw the time limit. Let's go.
Fight number 9, Fiery Frolic. This fight features my favorite looking boss, no surprises here, Grim Matchstick. He's only my favorite looking because the rest of this fight is absolute torture. In this fight, you have to jump between cloud platforms the entire fight, which isn't too bad on its own, but it definitely gets annoying when added to the other malarkey that this fight throws at you. The second phase has the fireballs that dance across the bottom of the screen and randomly jump at you, which are really annoying to dodge because they jump where you're going and not where you are. The best way to dodge these is to learn the timing and predict when they are going to jump, and jump just after they do. Then you just have to get lucky that your paths don't accidentally cross mid-jump. Even though this fight is really annoying, it's nothing compared to the last phase. During this phase, Grim switches between turning into a giant flamethrower and shooting smaller fireballs at you. The flamethrower is definitely the easier part of this phase, because if you accidentally shoot the other fireballs he shoots directly at you, they split into 4 much faster moving fireballs that feel impossible to dodge. Even knowing all this fight still took me longer than I had expected, and I can finally see why so many players get stuck on this fight for so long.
We just stay up high as much as possible. Oh my gosh. I'm actually so scared right now. Please let that be it. Please, please, please let that be it. Please let that be it. Please, 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 please. I think that was it. Time limit? HP? Parry? Super meter? I don't even know what skill level is, but I don't think it matters. I mean, I guess it doesn't. It definitely matters, but I don't know. Whatever. We did it.
Fight number 10, Aviary Action. In this fight, we are up against Wally Warbles. This is the second flying boss in Isle 2. The first thing I think of when it comes to this fight is that it always feels like it's going to be harder than it actually ends up being. The first phase is pretty simple and can be summarized in the same way as majority of the fights in this game. Just dodge everything and shoot at him the entire time. The second phase looks a lot harder than it is. The pattern's really easy to dodge once you get used to it, and the feathers are spaced pretty fairly. You should get used to this pattern though, because there's a boss later that has a very similar pattern, but much more difficult. For some reason, a tiny annoying bird takes Wally's place in the third phase, and the best way to deal damage is when the X surrounding him move away from him, fly right next to him and use the bomb weapon, since it deals more damage. Just make sure to move back out before they get too close, and keep using the bombs after you're outside, since the splash damage from them can still reach him through his shielding. Other than that, just make sure to parry every time he shoots his laser gun thing, since it is always parryable. The final phase is actually pretty difficult, but it's pretty easy to get here, so it's not too stressful. The hardest part is just paying attention to all the small projectiles that get shot at you, especially the pills that split in half towards you. Overall, this boss is not too bad, but the last phase can definitely get irritating.
Oh, that was close, I feel like. Probably. Definitely was. I'm the greatest at this game. If I think something, that means I know it. There really is no think in this game. There's only know. Was that it? Oh my gosh, did we just do it? Dude, absolute cinema, absolute cinema, absolute cinema, absolute cinema, absolute cinema, absolute cinema. Please, 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 please. It's literally 1 second over 2 minutes. You gotta give it to me. You gotta give it to me. Yes! 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 Let's go. Okay, 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 okay.
Fight number 11, Honeycomb Herald. In this fight, we were up against Rumor Honeybottoms. Welcome to Inkwell Isle III, by the way. This isle has 7 bosses instead of 5 from the other 2, as well as the normal amount of 2 running gun levels. Rumor Honeybottoms is typically the first boss you fight in Isle 3. This is another one of my least favorite fights though. By this point in the playthrough, I was anticipating the later fights in this isle and the next isle, so I think that's most of the reason why this fight and another one coming up felt a little bit like filler content. The boss itself is actually pretty fun, but I remember getting stuck on this fight for a while when I was younger and getting made fun of by my cousins for being bad at the game. I think I still have PTSD from that. Anyways, this boss has an annoying police officer bee for the first phase that is pretty annoying but not too bad. Then you get to fight the queen bee herself, and she's much more annoying. The last phase is the most annoying though. She turns into a plane for some reason, and if you don't have a homing weapon, you have to aim down the entire time. Throughout this entire fight, if you accidentally press the jump button while aiming down or ducking, you will fall through the platform you were on instead of going up, which can really throw you off and a lot of time will get you hit.
Okay, was that it? I think that might have been it, actually. We might have actually just done it. Chat, we might have actually just done it. Chat, we might have actually just done it. We might have. We got 3 parries. We got 6 super meters, 100%. Please, I think we did at least. Okay, we got time. Okay, wait. Did we do it, chat? I think we did it. Yes! Okay, we got it. Well,
Fight number 12,
first attempt.
Shootin' and Lootin'. In this fight, we're up against Captain Brinybeard. The captain has a greatly portrayed personality, in my opinion, with difficult but fun to dodge attacks, except for the agonizing abomination of the barrel at the top of the screen. The key to this fight is learning the timing of when the barrel can fall and hit you. Whenever the barrel gets angry, it will fall whenever you go underneath it, which can be really annoying with all the other things you have to pay attention to in this fight. This fight has a lot of attacks where you have to pay attention before the attack actually starts. For example, you can tell which of the 3 minions he is going to summon based on visual cues. The shark will swim through the background, which you immediately need to move to the right of the map or you'll get hit. The dogfish things will show the submarine looking glass thingy next to the boat. You just need to go to the left and kill them before they get to you, or just jump over them with good timing. The squid will ink your screen, so you immediately need to prioritize killing it before anything else. For the final phase, you especially need to time the barrel's attacks well, because the ship will shoot a giant pink beam at you, which you can parry over, but it's honestly just easier to duck under. And the barrel can really screw you over here if you're not paying attention to it.
Why are these going nowhere? Okay, wait, that felt really good, actually. If the beam is pink, you can parry. Yeah, you can parry the beam. I just felt like it wasn't worth trying because I would probably get hit. Did we do good there? Wait, did we just do it? Okay. Dude. I'll take that right off. Dude, right off rip. We've been playing for like 5 minutes. That's crazy. Let's go.
Fight number 13, Marine Corps. In this fight, we're up against Werner Werman. This is the other filler feeling boss. This boss is honestly pretty cool, and I should talk it up a lot more than I am, but it's also just not one of my favorites. Then, playing it just before the final few made me anticipate getting past the boss, which made it a little bit even more annoying to get through. For the first phase, this fight is pretty easy. Just make sure you parry the springs when he throws them with good timing, so you don't jump too early. The first phase is also easy to get all of your parries done early. The second phase is also pretty easy, but it takes a little while to get used to all the moving parts, so really just pay attention to those. And then it's just the same strategy for the last phase. I don't really have anything else to say about Werner, so I'm going to take a second to see how many people made it this far into the video. If you made it to this point, please let me know what your favorite type of cheese is in the comments. Paragraphs about why it's your favorite are also very welcome.
Okay, that felt really good actually. Oh, and I just got a free parry at the end. That was crazy. I didn't even mean to do that. When phase 3 begins, spam EXs. Yeah, that's probably would have been a good idea, but I think we hopefully did it. Okay. I still don't know what skill level means, but a steer. Hey, bro, oh my gosh, we're cooking up today, guys.
Fight number 14, Junkyard Jive. In this fight, we were up against the dreaded Dr. Kahl's robot. This is the second flying level in Isle 3, and the final flying level in the game, unless you count mini bosses. And this fight does truly feel like a final boss. This is easily and notoriously the hardest boss in the entire game, even harder than the final 2 bosses by, honestly, a significant amount. This boss has caused me to quit 2 separate playthroughs. The first time I fought this boss as a kid, I almost lost my mind and quit the game for months, and couldn't get past the boss for over a year. During the first phase, you have to destroy 4 parts of the robot: the antenna, the chest, and the stomach. Then after those, the heart is revealed, and you can kill it. That already feels like a full boss fight, but that's only phase 1. Phase 2 is honestly just a nuisance. For this phase, he goes across the screen quickly, just as the head of the robot. This phase is really annoying because you barely have enough time to hit him, and he will shoot bombs at you that take up half the screen when they blow up. That might be a little bit of an overstatement. Now for the final phase. In the final phase, he shreds a diamond into pieces, very similarly to Wally's feather attack from earlier. The difference here is that there are more of them, which means less space to dodge between. There are also walls of electricity that will absolutely cook you, literally, if you aren't always working towards the top or the bottom of the screen away from them. And seeing them coming up fills you with so much urgency that you get hit here so many times. Once you finally get through this absolute tragedy, you can be rest assured that you are on the downhill slope of the game in terms of difficulty, which is one of the reasons I decided to play the fight earlier rather than later. Honestly, even listening to the sounds of this boss fight fills me with so much PTSD.
Come on, time limit, or just don't count. Just don't count. Oh, please. Okay, we got 6 right. Let's go! Let's go! I hate that fight, dude. Let's go! And we never have to do that fight ever again.
Okay, sure. Fight number 15, Dramatic Fanatic. In this fight, we're up against Sally's stage play. This fight is really nostalgic for me. The first time I seen this fight, and the first time I seen this game in general, was from a DaneTVM video from when it first came out. Honestly, this fight is pretty disturbing if you look into it, especially if you take the secret route of the fight where you end up killing her husband. But for the normal route of the fight, start out by fighting Sally. Then in phase 2 you have to deal with a bunch of annoying babies, literally, throwing things at you, and they're really annoying. I said they're annoying twice, but let me just clarify that these things are really annoying. Phase 3 is one of the cooler ones, because for this one she turns into Mother Nature, and summons lightning, meteors, and tsunamis. Make sure to prioritize shooting the meteor to open up the parryable star so that you can make it over the tsunami when it comes in. Then the final phase is really easy. Just jump over the umbrella repeatedly and dodge the roses that fall, which they're pretty easy to dodge, so you should be fine here.
No! Okay, it's fine. Doesn't even count as a parry anyways. I really need to hit some EXs here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, please. I just need one. I just need one. Bro, I just need one. Yes. Okay, please, please, please let this be time. Let this be time. Let this be time. Let this be time. I think I did really good on like the first 2 phases. So maybe we get it. Maybe we hit that. Maybe we hit it. Please. Please. Oh, bro. Come on, please. Please. Yes! Oh my gosh, let's go, dude. Let's freaking go.
Fight number 16, High Seas, High Jinks. In this fight, we're up against Kahl. This is the other flying boss in Isle 3, which is significantly easier than the other one. I'm not even going to say his name again for the sake of my sanity. A lot of the attacks from Kahl are pretty easy to dodge, but are all just kind of annoying, especially when you put them with the other attacks. Until you get to the parts where she turns you to stone, which gets much more annoying. You can try to get in the right spot before you get frozen ahead of time, but a lot of this attack is also just having to get lucky, especially in the last phase with the spiky metal things. During the second phase, you should prioritize killing the eels before she can turn you into stone so they don't shoot you while you're frozen.
Okay, why is she rapid firing them now? Okay, wait, I think that was it actually. I think that was it. Hopefully. Did we get the 3 parries? I think we hopefully did. Oh yeah, we definitely did actually. What am I talking about? Dude, that was so quick. Oh my gosh, we speed ran that. Dude, let's go. Let's go. Okay.
Fight number 17, Railroad Raft. In this fight, we're up against the Phantom Express, which they obviously named after a roller coaster I built in Minecraft in 2016. This boss acts as the final gateway into the last Inkwell Isle, which is called Inkwell Hell. The first phase consists of you fighting a ghost thing. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe these guys, so just bear with me here. Make sure to shoot the eyes it throws at you so that they don't get a chance to hit you. Phase 2 is a skeleton. For this phase, keep the cart you're on in the middle until you see which train compartment he shows up at, then parry the pink wheel on the cart to move under the skull. Also, make sure not to jump into the skull because I got hit a lot that way, and I honestly don't even think that part of the boss should have collision and damage you, but it does. For phase 3, you can stay on either side, and if the boss on the side you were on shoots you, you can stay completely on the side and it will miss you as long as you jump, which makes this phase pretty easy. All these phases sound pretty easy, but they are made into a nightmare due to one constant threat throughout these 3 phases. I'm sure you've noticed it by now. I'm talking about the pumpkin. This absolute menace made me restart this fight way too many times. The final phase is the hardest. You are fighting against the actual train itself. You can only damage the train after you parry its tail, which you have to repeatedly do to open the furnace. Make sure you pay close attention to the rest of the attacks, because they're pretty hard to see, and sometimes you miss them when you're trying to attack, and you get hit if you aren't completely locked in on focusing where they are.
Okay, I need to lock in here, guys. Oh my gosh, that might have been it. Wait, that might be it. Wait, that might be it. Oh my gosh, dude. This early is crazy. 16 minutes in is crazy. Okay, time, HP, parry, super meter. We did it. Oh my gosh, dude. Perfect score.
Now I'm going to troll you with a little cliffhanger before we get to the best two bosses in the entire game. There are 6 run and gun levels throughout the game, which are all completely optional, unlike the bosses. Each run and gun level has 5 coins throughout the level, which can be used to buy new weapons and charms from Porcrine's Emporium, so they're still worth attempting. I wasn't originally planning on doing all the P tiers in the run and gun levels, and it wasn't until the end that I decided to go back and do them, which is why I'm including them all here. As a reminder, to get a P rank, the only requirement is to get to the end of the level without killing anything, which makes a lot of sense since the P stands for pacifist. Since there isn't too much going on for these other than just trying to get to the level, I'm going to speed these up. There are a lot of situations where the easiest way to get through an enemy or mini boss is to use the invincibility frames to walk through it after getting hit, meaning you often have to save health for towards the end of the level. Out of the 6 levels throughout the game, there are 2 in each of the first 3 aisles. None of them are really that difficult, and I managed to do all of them in just a few attempts, if not on the first try. I think the one I struggled with the most was Perilous Piers because of the end part on the octopus. I also did all these in the opposite order that you typically do them in, and the last thing to note for these levels is that there are a lot of parryable enemies, and even though it does get rid of them, it doesn't count as killing them. You can safely parry them without losing your P rank. By number 18, all bets are off. In this fight, we were up against King Dice. King Dice is easily my favorite fight in the entire game, without a shadow of a doubt. This fight has a board you have to travel across throughout the fight, using a dice you have to roll. The dice always has the same timing, but can spin clockwise or counterclockwise. So you can learn the timing pretty easily to help you pick out which of the 9 mini bosses on the board that you want to fight. Some of the bosses will give you an extra health point, so if you know all the mini bosses, you should aim for those fights. You will always have to fight at least 3, but if your timing is off, or for whatever reason, you can fight up to all 9 of them in the fight. The board also has a restart section at the end, so definitely be sure to avoid that one or you'll be sent back to the beginning of the board. Now once you get to the end of the board, you get to fight King Dice himself. He's actually pretty easy, especially if you're good at parrying, which you should be by now. This fight ended up being pretty easy for me, mostly because I fought him so much just for fun. My only complaint with this fight is that it does end up taking a pretty long time to get through all of it. Also, I think they should have done more with the actual King Dice part of the fight, but that's not really a complaint. Overall, 10 out of 10 boss fight. I absolutely love this guy and his fight.
Dang it. Oh wait, never mind. That's what I wanted. Sure. I definitely wasn't trying to get a 3 there. Okay, 3 and then 2. Dang it. Wait, what is 6 again? The horse? Okay. Sure. Dude, shout out to the idiots at the bottom for being genuinely the hardest part of this fight. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was talking about, bro. Twice. Okay, we still got one more hit. And... Okay. Okay, we got 2 more hits. Okay, it starts at 1, so just wait a second. Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, that's gotta be it. We did fight one extra boss though, so maybe it's not. Oh my gosh, 420. I don't know what the time limit is. I'm guessing 5 minutes. It's a long fight, but that's it. S tier. Now we just got the stupid devil.
Fight number 19. One hell of a time. In this fight, we were up against the devil himself. This is the final boss in Cuphead, which requires you to beat every other boss in the game, including King Dice, in order to fight him. The first phase has a bunch of different attacks, but after you spend a few attempts to learn the patterns, they're all pretty easy to dodge. Next, you are forced underground after the devil literally jumps out of his skin and guides you down with him. This part of the fight can get a bit more difficult, but if you use the spread shot weapon for this phase, you can use EX moves effectively to get through this phase very easily. In the third phase, make sure to kill all the minions he summons first, because that makes the rest of this phase much easier. In the last phase, you're restricted to one small platform, and you just need to jump around the falling poker chips. Just make sure you don't jump into a tier. I remember this fight being way more difficult, but I really didn't have that much trouble with it. Similar to King Dice, I fought this boss a lot more than the others for fun, because it's just one of the more enjoyable fights in the game, maybe even top 2 with King Dice. Even with that, I think this fight is still pretty easy, especially for being the final boss, and I think it should have been harder. This fight is also optional because you don't have to fight him to get the bad ending, but obviously we're going to go for the good and true ending. Once you defeat the devil, you can return all the soul contracts back to all the previous bosses you fought throughout the game and become the hero of Inkwell Isles, ending off the game. That was a fast
First phase. That gives me some hope. Maybe we're not going to be here for the rest of our lives. Okay, I gotta remember that his hitbox, his eyes are his hitbox, and that the axe spins a lot slower than I remembered. Oh, I don't have another one. Can we parry his tears? Did we just first try it? No way, right? We definitely missed something. We had to have missed something there. Not enough supers? No, wait. We just first tried S tier in the devil? Are we serious?
So that was every S and P rank in Cuphead. All of this was streamed live on Twitch at twitch.tv/ttvfierceful, which will be linked in the description along with my Discord server invite link. All of the stream content is also available in the past livestream VODs playlist under the playlist tab in my channel, which is great for having something playing in the background, or if you really just enjoy watching long form content. This video ended up taking longer than I expected to make, but I also got caught up with a lot of schoolwork and other things that I had to get done first. There was also a lot more work that went into this video than I originally expected. For example, the script I'm reading right now is over 10 pages long. And one other thing that I wanted to touch on is that, similarly to my last experience video, I feel like I have learned so much from the making of this video, which I'll definitely carry with me to future videos and other projects. So, what I'm trying to say here is that these videos are only going to get better with time, so stick around, because the quality is only going up from here. For Cuphead, I recently discovered a mod that makes the game significantly harder, so let me know in the comments or Discord if you want to see that at some point in the future. And also, let me know if you want to see something similar to this for the Delicious Last Course DLC for the game. Anyways, here is my tier list of every boss ranked by difficulty. Here is my tier list on how fun they are to fight, and here is my tier list on how much aura each boss has. Let me know what you think in the comments or in my Discord server. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed watching, subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next experience video, and turn on notifications so that you are one of the first to see which game I cover next. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see ya whenever I see ya.